Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. Sure. In this tutorial, we will walk through the steps to create a simple Flask application that connects to a MySQL database. We will perform basic operations to test the connection and ensure everything is working correctly. Requirements. Before we start, ensure you have the following installed. 1. Python 3.6 or later. 2. Flask, a micro web framework for Python. 3. Flask-MySQLdb or MySQL connector, for MySQL database connectivity. 4. MySQL server, running and accessible. You can install Flask and Flask-MySQLdb using pip bash pip install Flask-MySQLdb. Step 1. Setting up the MySQL database. 1. Start your MySQL server. 2. Log into your MySQL console. Bash MySQL root p. 3. Create a new database and a sample table. SQL. Create database test_db. Use test_db. Create table users. ID int auto_increment primary key. Username varchar 100, not null. Email varchar 100, not null. 4. Insert a sample record. SQL. Insert into users, username, email, values, test_user, test@example.com. Step 2. Create a Flask application. Create a new directory for your Flask application, and within that directory, create a new Python file named appy. Bash mkdir flask_mysql_test. cd flask_mysql_test. Touch app.py. Step 3. Writing the code. Open appy in your favorite text editor and write the following code. Python. From Flask import Flask, JSON-IFA. From Flask_MySQLdb import MySQL. Import MySQLdb.cursors. App equals Flask, __name__. MySQL configuration. App config MySQL_host equals localhost. App config MySQL_user equals root. Change this to your MySQL user. App config MySQL_password equals your _password. Change this to your MySQL password. App config MySQL_db equals test_db. MySQL equals MySQL, app. At approot, /test_connection, methods equals get. Def test_connection. Try. Create a cursor. Cursor equals mysql.connection.cursor, mysqldb.cursors.dict_cursor. Execute a simple query. Cursor.execute, select asterisk from users. Result equals cursor.fetchAll. Close the cursor. Cursor.close. Return the result as JSON. Return JSON-IFA, result. Accept exception as E. Return JSON-IFA, error, str, E. If __name__ equals __main__. App run, debug equals true. Step 4, running the Flask application. 1. Make sure your MySQL server is running. 2. Navigate to your application directory and run the Flask application. Bash Python app.py. 3. The application will start on http://127.0.0.1:5000/. Step 5, testing the connection. Open your web browser or a tool like Postman, and navigate to http://127.0.0.1:5000/test_connection. If everything is set up correctly, you should see a JSON response with the user data from the users table. JSON ID 1. Username test_user. Email test@example.com. Step 6. Handling errors. If there are any issues connecting to the database, you should see an error message in JSON format. JSON error message here. Conclusion. Congratulations! You have successfully created a Flask application that connects to a MySQL database and retrieves data. This is a foundational step that you can expand upon for more complex applications, including adding user input, handling different routes, and implementing CRUD operations. Additional notes. Make sure to handle sensitive information, like your database password, securely, possibly using environment variables. This example uses Flask-MySQLdb, but you can opt for other libraries such as SQL Alchemy for more advanced ORM capabilities. Always validate and sanitize user inputs to prevent SQL injection attacks. Feel free to ask if you have any questions or need further clarification.